Welcome back. All right, so today's jersey collection video, we are going from 340 all the way to 331, meaning 33 more videos after this one. There have been times where I've considered like just doing all of them, just pre-record all of them, get like a month and a half ahead, and then that way when people are like really mad when it gets into like the top 20, I mean, like, I didn't even remember making that video. I don't know what you're talking about. When you're old, you can do that. People believe you. So not really. Number 340. The Hartford Whalers Reverse Retro. I love the Whalers jerseys in general. This one's gray. Gray's not the greatest of colors. For a Whalers jersey, this one took a while to sell out. This was one that was available for a while after that first Reverse Retro dropped, which was a surprise to me because it's Whalers and it is different. But sometimes when you see something that's different, you think, well, you didn't necessarily have to go with that different. There's other kinds of different. So, yeah, I think just the fact it's gray, it didn't sell very well. For whatever reason, gray jerseys do not sell very well at all. 339. The Vancouver Millionaires. This was a cursed jersey worn by Vancouver at one point. The Canucks were winless wearing this jersey. So that's why it went away, I think, as quickly as it did, and they've never done another throwback. I've seen all the mock-ups of like a blue version of this or a green version of this, or, oh, they could do this with it. I don't think we'll ever see the Canucks wear a Millionaires throwback again, so that's probably going to be it. Royal Retros does have a white version of this jersey that they've done kind of a mock-up of, or a cream-colored version, which I do not have and I've not ordered. But yeah, it's interesting, and it's kind of cursed, considering that they wore this too for the outdoor game against Ottawa, which of course led to, was one of the things that led to Luongo deciding, that was it, I'm out of here. All right, number 338, the Hartford Wolfpack. So that's 2 Hartford jerseys out of 3. One of them's technically a Carolina Hurricanes jersey, and this one's an AHL jersey. The Wolfpack, it's a fun logo. And they have the logo on the shoulder as well. So you have the head of the wolf on a submarine. And on this side, it's New York Rangers. So, yeah, kind of a fun one. And if you're going to have a tie-in to two military-type things, I think this is a fun way to do it. Yeah, 338. 337. Another AHL jersey. And it is the last remaining Phantoms jersey you had not seen yet. The Lehigh Valley Phantoms. This has the Phantoms logo on this shoulder, Flyers logo on this shoulder. I love this. I do. I think this is great. Really, really nicely done. I've talked in each of these videos about how much I like the logo, so we'll talk about that again here. I really like the logo. But yeah, so 337. You can see it says Phantoms on the back of the neck. I do like that. I mentioned that in a previous entry that had that, or with a previous entry that has that aspect to it too. But I think it's nice. Phantoms look great. All right, 336. No, 330. 1 second here. 1 second. Did I miscount something? All right, I got it figured out. I just forgot to grab one. So I looked over here and I'm like, okay, I got one less jersey than I should have. With how scatterbrained I've been over the last week, and I think people understand that I'm a bit scatterbrained at this point, I'm glad I caught it. All right, 336. The Florida Panthers, this being the red Reebok version with the jumping Panther logo. No stripes on the bottom because Reebok was allergic. This means this also would have had the piping if they had opted for that for this team. It's a nice jersey. It's a nice logo. It's got, of course, the cross of the palm tree and the stick on the sun there because Sunshine State and all that. It's nice. To this day, I still think that if the Florida Panthers had done burnt orange instead of red, that might have been kind of a fun look. Which was the look that I thought they were going with originally. When I originally saw the jersey, I thought it was a burnt orange color, and then it turned out it was red. I thought, like, Florida oranges, that kind of connection. But considering you also had the Ducks in Orange County, which did not have orange on it initially when they were the Mighty Ducks, but eventually you could have had 2 orange teams that were expansion franchises in 1993. So, yeah, it's a good thing they went with red. $3.35. Back to the AHL we go. The Roadrunners. I think it's 4 Roadrunners jerseys, so you're going to be seeing this logo a couple of times. You're going to see a Kachina version as well. I do like the Roadrunners jerseys a lot. This has the AZ logo on that shoulder and the Howling Coyote on that shoulder, giving you a timeline for when this would have been purchased. One of the many AHL jerseys that I have that I don't get as much chance to wear. AHL videos don't draw. I say on video on a jersey video that I know the jersey videos don't really draw either, but it's kind of fun and it's a niche audience, right? So people will go back, I think, and look back years down the road. Whereas with the AHL videos, that's a lot less likely. $3.34. The Wordmark Vancouver Canucks blue version. And the interesting thing is, if they hadn't got rid of the Wordmark, this jersey would be higher up. But having seen it without the Wordmark on it and seeing how much higher up the logo goes, it just looks a lot better. So, yeah, this one gets moved down because they fixed it. And so, I still think the Orca is the right logo. I always see they got to get rid of the Orca. The Orca's boring. But if you shop in Vancouver, or if you're around Vancouver, there's Orca-themed jewelry everywhere. There's Orca-themed artwork everywhere. There's Orca-themed pretty much everything everywhere. So I do think this is a good symbol. And there's actual whale watch that you can do around the area where you can go out and see orcas. But don't get in the water with them, because as friendly a reputation as they have, not so much. You know, it's sort of like somebody might be friendly, but they don't necessarily want you to be in their house. So it's kind of like that's kind of their home. So I'm not gonna bother them about it. $3.33. I know. This is way too low for this, isn't it? But like for me, there's always that line of where beauty and ugliness collide, and I have trouble ranking the ugliness amongst some of these jerseys. So there will definitely be discussions had on this channel as the countdown continues, and there are going to be people who realize if the reverse retros at this point, oh wait, he hasn't done the other Wild Wing. You are correct. I have not done the other Wild Wing yet. But yeah, this one, of course, you got the Mighty Ducks logo on the shoulder, both shoulders, and the logo is it's bold, it's different. This is why that third jersey program initially, people are like, what have we done? This is why teams don't do brand new designs. This is why they just keep going back and recycling old things, because when they try new ones, they go ridiculous with it. So there's got to be some happy medium, but no. It's either this looks like something they might have worn in the 80s, or this looks like it was designed by a monkey, which is hyper intelligent, but really was on some of the good stuff at the time it designed it. $3.32. Super intelligent monkey, though. $3.32. Colorado Eagles white. I do have numerous Eagles jerseys as well. And yeah, the AHL jerseys, there's a lot of them in this countdown. I think it's fun. I think this logo is fun on this jersey. I honestly would love to see a Colorado Avalanche jersey with a similar design. I think it could be interesting. But the striping's kind of nice on it as well. But I like the Eagles logo. You got the Colorado State flag on this shoulder and the Avalanche logo on the other. So that works out pretty well. All right, $3.31, and rounding out this portion of the countdown is an Edmonton Oilers. This is the orange third that they had before they changed to orange as their full-time home jersey. And I don't know why they didn't just stick with this sort of Alberta Oilers throwback. I don't know why they didn't do this for their home and away, because I think it looks nicer than the traffic cone orange they used for a while there. And I like the striping better. I think it's a pretty nice jersey. So $3.31 rounding out this portion of the countdown. And once again, we're into jerseys I like. These aren't ones that I dislike on any level. They're jerseys that I absolutely do like. It's just when you have as many jerseys as I do, and when you have an affinity for certain designs, other designs get pushed down a little bit. So at any rate, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.